Oh, and down he goes! Right hand, left hand! And I don't think he's going to get up! I think it's all over! I think it's over! Is he going to get up? Can he get up? Can he get up? He does! Oh my goodness! Somehow Fury has managed to get up!
If you haven't already, please also subscribe to us on Apple, Spreaker and Spotify. Just type in Brawl Boxing and you'll find us there. Thank you.
Hello folks and welcome back to the Brawl Boxing Podcast. I'm Kieran McCourt and I'm here with co-hosts Colin McGuigan and Ram McLaughlin.
I'd just like to start by giving a shout out to their first sponsor, 92 Degrees.
They're a coffee shop which started over in Liverpool and they've now just expanded into various other cities such as Manchester and Leeds. So if you're in any of them cities, please do check out their coffee because it's absolutely amazing and they've really helped us out coming on board. So thanks a million, lads. We appreciate that.
Thanks for that, McCord. And another company which has made this all possible is our other amazing sponsor, CBD Uplift. CBD Uplift is home of the highest quality CBD available in the UK. So if you head over to cbduplift.co.uk, you can begin to uplift yourself today using code BRAWL20 at checkout. That'll give you 20% off your entire order and free shipping. Thanks a million for the support, lads. It really means so much to us. We couldn't do this without you. Also, another big thank you goes to Wow Hydrate, who have came on board as a new sponsor for us as well. So why not push it and check out their website for some great deals. Thanks for that, McCourt. Well, guys, when it comes to management and promotion of boxing, not many people have made a splash in the boxing world like this guy. So please welcome Sam Jones. Sam, how you doing, mate?
I was waiting for somebody else to come on then, but
You're the man, Sam. You are the man.
Sam, I seen you taking a swig of water there. I thought you would have had a Corona down you after Derby, staying up a day.
Do you know what? And it might come to a shock to a lot of people, but I don't drink it that like how people. I have a Modelo every now and again, but do you know? Just funny enough, when you mentioned that, as soon as the game finished, I sunk it in about 1 second. That's why I'm drinking. I've had a big Chinese, and now I'm on the Evian.
I've never seen a game like that in my life. That was chaos.
Yeah, two pub teams. I had Josh Windass. Josh Windass is a friend of mine he plays for Sheffield Wednesday, and I messaged him before he plays. I says, "Hey, you stub your toe and flipping roll your ankle. Pre-season, it's enough to recover. It's enough to recover. It's all right. He'll get over it."
Yeah, 100%. No, you shouldn't be anywhere near where you were. Like, you're a team that should be going up to the Prem, really. But I think it's just the owner and all that there. It's just one of them ones where you have to get all that right, isn't it?
It's a sour subject in this neck of the woods, I'm afraid. But it is what it is. Every Leeds United, they're as much as we hate to say it around here that they're a big club, but they went through it for years. They were. Hopefully they get a buyer to come in and it'll all get turned around. But until then, I mean, some of the players there, I mean, I'm 32 and fat and I'm better than some of the Derby players.
Yeah, Sam, could we see a Sam Jones takeover of Derby?
I need Joyce to. I need the boys to win a few more fights before that.
You need Joyce to get that Joshua fight with a rematch.
Yeah, with 2 rematch clauses as well. Yeah,
2 rematch clauses in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Colin said, Sam, you've made a big splash in boxing, and obviously you're a promoter manager, and you're doing really well for yourself. But how did you first get into boxing? What was your first love? Because obviously you love football as well.
I love football, man. I wasn't a bad football player, but I was past my prime at 15. So it's true story, fellas. True story. I mean, I've always been in around boxing gyms. I've always loved boxing. But you know, when you try something and you just can I say the S word? Is it okay?
Everything.
But you find out pretty quickly you're shit at it, and that was with me. But what made me love boxing was Prince Naseem Hamed. I was obsessed with watching him. My mum sewed me a pair of leopard print shorts, so I used to roll around the house with these gloves from Toys R Us and these shorts that my mum had made for me. So I was just obsessed from then. So I was always a huge boxing fan before anything. And that's pretty much that's pretty much it.
No, just before you get into sort of boxing management, what were you doing?
If I taught, I mean, I don't know if you've heard, because I know it's kind of like I bore myself like talking about it, but my dad thought I needed sectioning when I told him about my plans. Like I said to him, I says, listen, I'm going to do a deal with Floyd Mayweather and I'm going to get involved in boxing. And my dad, you imagine your dad looking, it's like you telling it's like your wife saying, oh yeah, I'm going to go and meet Beyonce and fire up a record deal. You're like this. He was like this, looking at me, this going like this.
That emoji.
And my mum and dad are divorced. So obviously my dad, my mum and my dad they're okay with each other, but they're still like, yeah. My mum's like Canadian, so she's like, yeah, you jerk. Like that. She's but my dad actually rang her and just went, your son's lost his mind. He's lost the plot. He's not doing that. And I just always had it in here. I was going to do it, but it was very far fetched. But it came off. Obviously, my first deal in boxing was with Mayweather Promotions and Floyd Mayweather.
Like, where does that come from?
Do you know what, mate? It's just trying to think what it was. So basically, right, I knew Tyson Fury through a third party. So I've always been in around. I had good contacts in the boxing world. So anyway, got in contact with. I met Joyce at an airport. Funnily enough, so I was always staying in contact with Joe from the airport, and then I knew Savannah Marshall as well. So Savannah Marshall was looking to turn pro, and she was like saying, "Sam, can you help me a little bit?" And me, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, if I was honest with you. I was freestyling, if I'm honest with you, which is why I'm always for like Savannah. Like I'm me and Savannah, like we're close. Like she's a good friend of mine. Obviously since then, but I said, listen, I can help you out here. And I thought to myself, because I'm always that type of person where it's like I learn on the job. Like if I went to a job interview now, even though I'm unemployable now, if I went for a job interview now, I would just be shut out. But I would learn how to do the job when I got the job. Yeah. I mean, that's me. I've always been that way, and it's just turned out. I mean, I fluked my way into boxing. I'm a fucking fluke. That's what I am. But it just turns out that I'm really good at it. Do you know what I mean? So I fluked in it, and I'm really good at it. So great for everyone, great for Joe. But it'd have been fucked if not.
It's mad that you've met him in an airport.
I know.
Yeah, that's where it all came from.
So anyway, with Savannah, so I'm talking to Savannah. I said, Savannah, let's do something out the box. I'm gonna get in contact with Mayweather Promotions, and that itself, she must have thought to himself, this guy needs help. But yeah, fact, honestly, the way when I rang her and I said, Savannah, we're gonna do this. So when I got wind that this was the time when Leon Walsh was fighting Gervonta Davis. Do you remember when he came over? So I got in contact with one of Floyd's friends. I literally looked at Floyd's Instagram. I scrolled through it. True story. Like, there's no lies. True story. So I scrolled and thought, he's verified. His mate's got 300,000. His assistant's got 300,000 followers. They're not going to respond to a douche flipping dipstick from Derby, like DM on the DMs. So I saw one that had like 6,000 followers, and it was funny enough, it was his best friend, his lifelong friend, Deshaun Wayne. And he was actually one of the producers of the Tupac film, All Eyes on Me. Yeah. True story. And he responded to me. I was like, what the? He's actually done this. Like, I actually mentally thought, yeah, he's one of these fuckers are going to respond to me. So I got into him, and he set up a meeting with me in London with Floyd Mayweather, with his friend. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it's a true story. So
Colin, are you taking notes here? I hope.
So I walks into this the hotel. I'm trying to remember what it was called. The Savoy. That was where it was. Yeah. I'm sure it was. It was the Savoy. Yeah. Went into the Savoy. I had the shit suit on that didn't fit me, and I remember buying breakfast that day. And it's like the breakfast even in there is like £50. I was like, oh my god, like flipping! I need to get this deal now. Fucking hell, £50 for breakfast. And then so I went in there, and Floyd, with the press conference finished, Floyd, I spoke to his assistant because that's the number this guy gave me. She said, okay, wait round there. So it's just me and Floyd in this room. It's just me and him. And I'm standing there, shit suit on, everything just like red-faced. And I thought, you know what, you're having this. So I pitched it, the Clarissa Shields scenario, the Savannah stuff. And he was like, yeah, really, like that. And then after 2 minutes, he was really listening to me. And then I obviously became boring because he kind of started switching off. I was like, shit, I need to stop talking. So, and then he said to me, he goes, look at that watch. You need to change that watch. And I'm like, fucking hell, man, what do you want me to do, man? I sell insurances at VW.
Easy for you to say, Floyd.
We can't all be like you, mate. Shit. So then he goes to me, So then he kind of fobbed me off to Leonard Ellaby. Not fobbed me off, but he kind of said, Leonard, you deal with this crazy idiot. Like that. So then Leonard Ellaby said, yeah, we'll do it. He kind of annoyed. And he said, yeah, just call me in like a few days. And I thought, nah, you're fobbing me off here. So I followed him, literally like a stalker around London. That they moved from place to place to place. And then I eventually getting his number. And then it kind of went quiet for a few days. And then I've got the screenshots. It was like in the Daily Mail. The Daily Mail ran a story for it. Floyd FaceTimed me with Deshaun Wayne and goes, yeah, we're going to do this deal. And I'm like this in the bedroom. I'm like, yeah. Have all these doubters, mum, dad. Yeah, now what? I was so gassed. I was so happy. Did that. And then that was it. And then it went from there. And then I think Joyce from that kind of trusted me. It was like, God, this idiot can pull some strings. So I got that, did that deal. Savannah got the debut on the undercard of Mayweather McGregor, and then the rest is history. And then my first, because I didn't earn a penny off that. It wasn't about money. It was nothing about money. It was about just breaking into the business in the most craziest way. But I'm a determined little shit. Do you understand what I mean? Like nothing can discourage me. So then I got Joe. Joe was my first ever signing for my company, which is obviously now SJ Unboxing. Joyce was my first signing, so Olympic silver medalist signing. Savannah's just like my really good friend. I mean, she's for me, she's the most exciting female fighter in the world at the moment. So I'm like still a big fan of hers. But yeah, that's the story, mate. In a nutshell.
Mate, that is fucking
That
mental.
is mad.
You've like missed all the like leisure center shows, and you just went straight to fucking Mayweather.
That's why people hate me. That's why people hate me, because I've not had a normal trajectory. But it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I'm fucking good and opportunistic.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? And that's why I get kind of maybe the old guard of boxing don't really appreciate me, because I've hustled my way there.
You have to respect that. Like,
yeah. But the thing is that if you don't, it's like I'm very open about it. When people ask me, I don't get your normal DMs. I get like your Steves from Stoke saying to me, Sam, how did you get into boxing? I'm like, mate, if I told you how to get into boxing, like it's not that I'm like keeping it from everybody. I'm a fluke. I'm a living fluke. That's what I am. But it's just because of I'm opportunistic. I kind of believed in like a mad dream that I had, that I could get involved, because I know I can promote. I'm not a promoter, but I know if I was given a big platform, I'd be a fucking brilliant promoter. Do you understand what I mean? But I'm a manager. I love the day-to-day. I love the donkey work. I love making sure shorts are ready on time. I love matchmaking. Like I love all of it. I love the day-to-day hustle of it. Of getting fighters into opportunities, because I have zero talent myself. I love seeing with people with talent fulfill their dreams. That for me is more fulfilling than anything. I'm good at eating. That's about it.
well, Sam, look, I'm very opportunistic as well, right? First of all, have you still got Floyd Mayweather's number?
Do you know something? I think I have. I genuinely think I have somewhere.
Right.
Somewhere. Like,
see, afterwards, forward it to me, and I'll just FaceTime him for 3 days.
You know what?
See, that's cheating. That's cheating. That is cheating.
I
had to
Mayweather.
hustle.
I met Mayweather in the Dubai Mall, right? I was walking about with my bird, and it was in the summer, and I was walking past the Richard Mille store, and I just looked right, and I genuinely thought it was a cardboard cutout, and I was like, he was staring at me. I was like, holy fuck, it's Mayweather. Just started pointing at him. And I was like, right, it is. So I just stood outside waiting on him for a photo. And like his bodyguards were there. And I got my phone out just to take one of them just sitting in the store. 7-foot bodyguard straight over to me, like torch in my face. Going, what the fuck you doing, man? So I started getting in a big argument with them. And I was like, I called him a lanky bastard and all this, right?
That's not the best way to get a selfie.
I know. But like, he got right up in my face. Like, all I done was to get my phone out to take a photo. But then I seen Mayweather 5 minutes later in Louis Vuitton store. And I wasn't buying anything. I was window shopping. And he goes to me, yeah, you can have a photo, no problem. Come over. And mate, his bodyguards came out of nowhere and was like, nope, that guy can fuck off. And I wasn't there. So lads, if you've got Mayweather on Zoom, lads, I'll be fucking off. You can go ahead.
Do you know, funny enough, right? Even when I met Mayweather's probably one of my Nazim and Mayweather, my favorite fight. Them and Lennox Lewis, Joe Clausen, but definitely Mayweather's 1 or 2. So when I saw him, I was like trying so hard in my shit suit not to ask him for a picture, because I thought he ain't gonna take me seriously if I start saying, can I have a selfie? Even as much as I desperately wanted a photo. I've seen people, big names in boxing, like in that hotel saying, yeah, Floyd, give me a photo. And here's me, dipstick from Derby, like, don't have a photo. I've got like the devil on my shoulder saying, don't do it. And then him saying, don't do it, it's not professional.
Yeah.
It all went out the window in LA. I was in Inglewood when Luke Campbell fought Linares, and we was in camp, me and Joe with Linares, right? I saw Prince Nazim Hamed for the first time. I've never seen all the shows I've been to. I've been to so many, I can't countless. I've never seen Mayweather, Nazim Hamed. Joyce said to me, because he's a big placid bastard, isn't he? He was just like sat slumped in his seat. And he goes, what are you doing? I climbed on the seats to get to Naz. I was climbing over the seats. And I looked at Naz and I went, I've never seen you at the show before. I'm having a picture with you. Please, can I have a picture with you, Naz? And he looked at me like, what the fuck is this guy? And then he had a photo and it was blurred. I got back to the seat. It was kind of like his face was scrunched up. But after the fight, he saw me and obviously thought I had some kind of condition. So he felt sorry for me. And he put his arm around me and said, I know you've got a lot of love for me, so let's have a nice photo together. So we had a photo. And then ever since that, I was like, honestly, so I cherished that photo more than any.
Yeah. Did you ever get one with Floyd at all in the end?
Yeah, I got one with Floyd. Yeah, I got in his room. We had a Nando's together in his room, me, Joe, Joyce, and he was on the Conor McGregor tour. So I was eating, we had a Nando's in his room, and there was about 25 fat burgers, and he's got his ladies with him.
So is that true that he actually does eat like McDonald's and Nando's and stuff?
Well,
like but I've heard like in camp
he was smashing a Nando's when I was in front of him. Yeah,
fucking hell,
that's crazy.
He used to do it like after, like even before his fights. But I sort of thought he did it like, to sort of make it look like he can eat what he wants and stuff. He would go to McDonald's. When he was, I was getting in trouble for saying this, but like when he was training, when I went over for the Conor McGregor fight because Savannah was on it, I actually got invited to watch him train. And when he trains, it's a bit weird because I'm not joking. I'm trying not to exaggerate here. About 30 cars pull up outside his gym. Someone's carrying his bags, his bodyguards, and then some people come in. Broner kind of staggered in like this. Gervonta Davis was like 5 pounds overweight for when he was fighting. Remember when he turned up overweight for his fight? Yeah. I saw, why is he in like, he was like Cartman, like with one of them Parkers on training for this fight. And then it was a madhouse. I was like, and the gym itself is not, I hope you don't mind me saying this, it's not the best quality gym. But so then when Floyd started training, I was like, I'm like in front of like Floyd Mayweather, like, and I've got Derby radio ringing me up saying, what's happening? I'm like, I'm not allowed my phone, because you've got to keep your phone in your pocket. If you take your phone out of your pocket, you will be removed from the gym. So it was just a crazy experience. And Floyd's, he's like 1 minute he's one person, the next minute he's another person, the next minute he's another person. But all the greats are like kind of strange, aren't they? So they have to be.
What did you think of that Jake Paul Mayweather thing the other day?
Jake Paul, I'm trying hard not to like him because I just think he's a great self-promoter. He's just. I mean, let's be honest, right? If we're being really honest about Jake Paul, he's the hottest free agent in the world of boxing. Embarrassingly enough, it's embarrassing, and he's not a professional boxer, but he's got a professional license. He shouldn't really be able to have a professional. It should be exhibitions, but. I can't knock somebody like he's putting gloves on, he fought a UFC guy. I mean, that guy genuinely, I would fancy my chances against that Ben Askren because he was like a crab, wasn't he? Like he's just, I was like, how the hell is he like a martial artist? Like he's just not, I don't know. But I don't know, was it staged with the Mayweather, this thing? Mayweather was the #1 Googled person in the world after that incident, so it's just Floyd being Floyd. He did
look really, really riled up though. Like I've never really seen Floyd like that.
If that's acting, then Floyd needs to fuck boxing off and go into Hollywood.
No, exactly, 100%. See what you were saying about Dubois and stuff, or sorry, about Joyce, not Dubois, about Joyce. When
It's all right. I get on with Daniel. It's okay, no problem.
when you first, obviously, because he was hot property coming out of the amateurs, when he went with you, was there a lot of people sort of saying, "Fuck's sake, why is he going with this guy?"
Yeah, of course. I get that now. I get that now when I'm proven. Do you know what I mean? I get that now when I'm proven. But me and Joe, like, not to sound like mushy, but like, he's just like, Joe will ring me about stuff that, like, the reason why we don't have a big stable is because we like to be involved in their lives. You know what I mean? But like with Joe, he's like, he's always going to be special to me and Adam, my business partner, because he's our first signing. And like if it wasn't for Joe, there wouldn't really be, my company wouldn't be anywhere near. I would be involved in boxing definitely because of the Savannah thing, but Joe made my company what it was. So I'm forever grateful to him. And like, that's the thing with Joe. Like, someone looked shocked at me the other day when Joe beat Daniel Dubois. They were like, "Oh, Joe's just doing this." And I'm like, listen, Joe's not got long left in boxing, because number one, his mum would kill me if Joe was touching 40 and he was still boxing. Mm-hmm. So I want Joe to earn lots of money and just get out healthy. That's it.
How confident were you going into the Dubois fight? Because, like, to be honest,
truth, I'll be honest with you. I was 110% certain he was going to win. I'll tell you the reasons why. You give me your reasons why you thought Dubois was going to wipe him out in one round, and I'll tell you why I knew Joe was going to win.
I never thought it was going to be one round, to be honest, right? But I didn't have Joyce winning it. I just thought...
Sure, nobody did.
I actually spoke to Michael Conlon about it, and he said he really filled me with confidence on Joy. He filled me with confidence, because obviously he was around him, wasn't he? But
Mick's my guy as well. Yeah, I was telling Mick all about the spars and but I'll be honest with you, right? And this is, if I had I wouldn't talk to Dillian Whyte how I spoke to Daniel at that press conference. I did it because I look at Daniel, and of course Daniel would kill me if he got his hands around my neck. He'd strangle me and kill me and whatnot. But I looked at him, I thought, you're 21 years old. I can stick it on you. I can. You're 21, You're a kid. I wouldn't speak to Dillian Whyte like that. He'd drive to my house afterwards and kidnap me.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
So I wouldn't. But I just knew I could see it in his eyes that I kind of thought he was misled into that fight. Because if I was Daniel Dubois, no offense to whoever's looking after him, I wouldn't put Daniel Dubois in with Joe. I just wouldn't, because Joe's horrible. He's just horrible to fight. Like, I've seen him spar. I mean, he's done some horrible things to people, big names, like in sparring before. I'm not going to go into that, but like I know what Joe's capable of. I know what can trouble Joe and what can't. And somebody that's got Joe's similar kind of dimensions with big 1-2 and a left hook, you're not beating Joe with that kind of style. You're not. You're just not beating him with that style. It's not happening. And when I saw Daniel, like the build up to the fight, I thought, and then in the hotel, they were worried about me. Like, that's why I wasn't allowed at the press conference, the final press conference. I was like, if you're worried about a little fat fella from Derby, you're not winning the fight. I said to Joe, listen to me. I swear on my life. Because I've been very respectful. I really like Daniel. I've had lots of conversations with him since, and his dad, really respect him. And Daniel, I still believe, will do great things in boxing. But I said to Joe, Joe, trust me, he will not. He don't fancy it. I'm telling you, Joe. I looked at him, and Joe just sits there looking at me like I'm an idiot all the time. But Joe's like, and then we got the funniest thing about Joe is we was in his hotel. We got a nice hotel suite before the fight. Joe was on his game just before we were leaving. Do you know, some fighters are like, Joe was playing PlayStation just before we were leaving for the venue. Yeah. I said, Joe, what are you doing? And like, I come in, I shit my pants when Joe fight a journeyman. Like if he, I'm like, I was very confident. I was still confident, but I'm just nervous. Joe paused his game, left, beat Dubois, came back and unpaused his game and carried on his game.
Oh, wow.
True. I promise you it's true. I promise you true. Flicked open a beer, sunk a beer, ate a pizza and carried on with his game. I promise you.
What a guy. Like, did you think it was unfair, the criticism of Dubois? Like in your camp, did you feel he quit or?
He did. Of course he quit, but he did the right thing. Listen, the kid was in a fight that he shouldn't have really been in, and he wasn't ready for. And He went. I didn't think it was going 10 rounds. I said to Joe, I think he will come out the fight within 7 or 8 rounds. I've got it even like on my things. I said to everybody, I said he'll come out the fight. So he got to 10 rounds, but his eye was gone. And when you've not been in that scenario before, he obviously panicked. Like when Joe touched his eye, he didn't just go down because he's like, oh, I can't be asked to fight anymore. He obviously was scared for his health. And he's 21, he'll 23 years old. He'll live to fight another day. But Joe, for that fight, I was more confident in that fight, I promise you, than when Joe fought Joe Hanks in America. I was like terrified for some reason. I was like, oh my God.
Did that rematch happen though? Ever?
Dubois?
Yeah. Or no?
But why?
Yeah.
If Frank wants to pay us loads of money there for that fight, then no problem. We'll have it next.
You would need Dubois to go on a real killing spree. Do you know what I mean? And
but the thing is, this is
but it was
the
quite
reason
conclusive.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was conclusive. You can't get any more conclusive than someone counting you out to 10.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Dubois got plenty of time. Why does he need to take a rematch with somebody like Joe? Joe needs something more opinion. I mean, the Usyk fight is what Joe wants next. But listen,
we're going to ask you about that. Is that
it's going to happen. It will happen as long as the Fury AJ fight gets made. Because if not, if the Fury AJ fight gets made, then the WBO will probably announce AJ to fight Usyk. But I don't think the boxing world will let Fury and AJ get away with that. We won't. I as a fan won't accept another fight like because everyone keeps saying to me, "Oh, you want that fight to happen because you want Joyce Usyk." I want it to happen because I'm a fucking boxing fan. I want to see the fight. I want to see who the man is.
You're right.
That wins that.
I like Joe Smith. Tyson's a good mate of mine, and to beat Tyson Fury, any man alive, I'll be honest with you, he has to be having a bad day, and you have to be on your A game. Every man's beatable, especially in the heavyweight division. But I see Tyson Fury winning that fight, very similar to how he beat Klitschko, not walking through him like he did Wilder, because Wilder's 15 stone. Anthony Joshua's 17, 18 stone. You're not going to walk through him like a hot knife through butter like he did Wilder. He has to be a bit more methodical and do his feinting, his herky-jerky kind of style, and I think he will outbox him. He's got everything, just like he's got good. His arms are freakishly long, his legs, he's 20 stone and he moves like a welterweight. Like he's so hard. He's like trying to punch confetti. He's an hard man to beat, so I would back Tyson to win. But listen, Anthony Joshua's a great heavyweight in his own right, so he can't be wrote off.
You're sort of in the know, obviously. It's sounding like it's done. I imagine. What's the odds it gets announced after Canelo Saunders tonight?
Maybe not straight after Canelo Saunders. I think maybe you'd probably be more Sunday because it's kind of whoever wins, it's kind of stealing their thunder a little bit. Yeah. It's like people that propose to their wives after their brothers got married or something. Nobody likes them people.
Just like to give a shout out to Manscaped, one of our sponsors from the USA. If you use our discount code BrawlBoxing, you'll get 20% off all Manscaped products on their website and free shipping. So please get all over that.
I've got a question for you.
Go.
Where'd you get that fringe? Because look at the state of mine. I need one.
No, do you know what, right? My hair was like not receding. Like it was like not receding, but it was just, I thought I deserve a better hairline than this. So my friend is actually one of the most famous porn stars in the world, funnily enough. His name's Adam Dixer. Adam Dixer, but his name's Kieran Lee in the adult entertainment world.
I mentioned that to him. I said before you come on, I was like, there's a big, massive Derby fan. Porn star called Kieran Lee. They were like, you're a fucking pervert. I was like, no, it's just like religious. Everybody knows Kieran Lee.
No, he's my guy. He's one of my really, really good friends. So he got me. He had a full-on hair transplant. And he got me booked in, and like they flew me over. They did it, and it was like it made me look like a rock star. Now, look at this.
That looks incredible. I am so jealous. Like the state of mind.
No, I don't know about incredible, but like with me, when I put weight on, I've got like a really fat head. So like I'm kind of out of proportion a little bit, but I'm very pleased with the old Barnet.
I'm hoping my friends takes it down to there, so it's not a 7 head, it's a 3
I'll get
head.
Mike Smith at GMH to hook you up, no problem.
Legend.
You are one of the most well-groomed men in boxing. Like Always
know
a
about
fresh.
that.
You know, you've always got the beard. You've always got a 9, good tan. Now you've got the hair to match.
The thing is, right, Joe, in life, I've always been like that since I was 10 years old. I've always think, Joe, if people want to smoke 20 a day, let them smoke 20 a day. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I know this may come to a shock to other people, but I don't ever do drugs. I've never done a drug in my life. I just like to have a haircut and a nice sharp beard. If everyone's got a problem with that, then fuck them. You know what I mean? It's one of them.
100%.
Before we let you go, what's your prediction then for tonight? Does some of us have a chance?
Listen, Billy's mate of mine. I want him to win. I think Billy will win, but whether he, like what I said on my interview earlier, whether he will win is another scenario, because two things. If Billy won tonight and he got a decision out there, that place, I wouldn't want to be Eddie Hearn. They will riot there. And we'll probably never see Eddie again. So we need Eddie to announce the fight. So like he'll get kidnapped if Billy wins. But it's going to be, all seriousness, it's going to be a very, very hard task for Billy to get us. I think this is how it starts, honestly. He'll have a fast start. He'll use his legs. And we've seen that movers can cause him problems, Canelo. Like even Amir Khan had a good lead against him. So good distance, feinting, loads of feints, enough power to make Canelo respect you. But then I think Canelo will start working it out. He'll start whacking his body. He'll close the distance. And I think Billy Joe, we will think, okay, Billy's won the fight here. He's nicked enough rounds, but it's hard to nick wins against a super champion like Canelo. And Canelo will probably have the bigger rounds. You know, the rounds that Canelo wins, if this makes sense. Like he'll win the more significant rounds, but Billy Joe will take more rounds like boxing. But Canelo will probably, because I'm being real now, and as I say, Billy's my friend, but I have to speak it how it is. He won't hurt Canelo. I saw Golovkin, not to bore you to death, but I was lucky enough to be in camp with Gennady Golovkin. And him and Joe did a punch test, and he punches like 15 times as hard as Joe. I'm not joking. Jesus. On a test. So when people used to come and spar Golovkin, and it's relevant to the Canelo fight, they used to have to wear body protectors. Remember, what the Hatton's old coach used to, Billy Graham used to wear that big bodysuit, but it was not big like that, but the padding was like that under their t-shirts. That's how they used to spar Golovkin. And I'm not joking you now. He used to flatten people. Like honestly, it was like you know when you went to school and you had the sick room where everyone's waiting to be picked up by their parents. That was honestly what it was like watching Golovkin. So you have a line of them just like flattening people. So I'm thinking, if that man can't make a dent in Canelo, nobody alive can.
Yeah, he was.
So that's why So Billy's way of beating Canelo is put via a fair points decision, which he's capable of.
But you don't think Canelo's going to knock him out?
This is what I'm saying. Canelo has the power to hurt anybody. You know what I mean? He's not Kovalev unconscious. You understand what I mean? So Canelo's got 2 ways to win. Billy Joe's got 1 way to win. And in Texas, that's hard.
Yeah. Even going like the way Canelo is now, he is pretty much Superman. Like he's going out, he's knocking out light heavy. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. So going the distance with him right now, I know Billy would never see it this way.
Nah, of course not.
You know, but it is a bit of a win. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, it depends how you look at it. But like I've been speaking, his strength coach is Cameron Goff, who trains Joe. And I know Billy, I'm not just saying this because I want to big up Cam, but like he got Joe into the best condition I've probably seen Joe in ever for the Dubois fight. So I know that how meticulous he will be. Cam will get Billy Joe into the best shape he's ever been, and he will need it. Do you understand? He will need it. The only things that bother me is the fact that the last time we saw Billy Joe look near on invincible was against David Lemieux. Now, Canelo's 10 levels above David Lemieux, and Canelo's been boxing consistently at the highest level and performing at the highest level for years now. And he's looked invincible, hasn't he, really, for a few fights now? Like Callum Smith is not a mug. Callum Smith is a world-class champion. And Canelo just battered him. There's no other words there's no special words you can use. He just battered him. Punched his arms, the way he disguises his uppercuts, like with that, he does a straight and then an up. He's so unbelievable. Good, he's so good.
He literally dissected him bit by bit. Callum Smith
battered him. But the thing with Billy's got much better legs than Callum Smith. So I'm just hoping this is Billy Joe's Dusseldorf moment, like what Tyson had in Dusseldorf. Like, I really wish him the best. But let's be very honest about this. It's the hardest task in boxing right now.
Yeah, it would be one of the best wins for a British fighter ever. Maybe the best. Like,
I can't think of a better away win than a Canelo.
Yeah.
Even if Billy wins by a point, if he just gets the win against Canelo, it's the biggest win by a Brit on away soil ever, in my honest opinion.
100%. Well, we'll all be rooting for him tonight. Sam, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks so
It's been
much.
Sorry for boring you guys.
No,
Sorry
you've been honestly one of my favourite guests.
Yeah,
same.
honestly.
I'm not bad. We
And
just
we
had
don't
Eddie
tell
on
everyone.
last week.
You must have had a shit guest list.
No, here, look at our guest list. We've had Billy Joe, Eddie, all the likes, all
The whole lot.
Eddie-
But
Eddie
you
came
can
on
talk
last
for
week.
Europe. Like,
Yeah. Listen, mate, fuck Eddie. I'm a better promoter than that.
I see a young Eddie Hearn in you, 100%.
Yeah, Eddie. Listen, Eddie. What Eddie's done for boxing, like, is unbelievable at the moment. What he's doing for boxing, like the shows he's putting on, like, I think this is an indoor record. What he's doing, somebody like that is what boxing needs. And listen, mate, who knows? One day for me, maybe one day that's an avenue I will go down. But until then, I'll keep fluking it.
Well,
Come
Sam,
on,
look,
what a guy.
before we let you go, do you reckon you can get us Joe Joyce on at some point?
Of 100%, mate. If I can wing him away from his PlayStation, no problem.
We'll do it on the PlayStation with him if he wants.
hey, listen, no problem. Get him on, but I'll make sure he has a couple of coffees before he comes on.
Thanks a minute, Sam. Really
What a
appreciate
guy,
it.
Sam.
Hopefully
Absolute
we'll have you
gentleman.
soon.
Thank you very much, guys, for having me. Take care.
Legend,
See you
mate.
later.
See you
Thank you,
soon.
man.
Well, guys, that's it for our episode with Sam Jones. Join us again next week when we'll be back with a very special guest. Thank you. Another sponsor who's made this all possible for us is That Prize Guy. They're a company from Bangor in Northern Ireland which runs competitions daily. Everything from cars and PS5s to holidays and cash prizes. They've given away over 500,000 so far. And I actually saw a girl win 20 grand last week from a fiver. So it's an incredible business. Give them a follow on Instagram or check out their website. Use code BRAWL20 and you'll get 20% off any entries into all of their competitions. Thanks again for your support.
Stop, hoodie time. Bitches bad down, don't even know me. Tell me I'm a dog like Odie. And I only fuck with crazy girls, think I'm home like I'm Brody. Made her come trice like Obi. Damn, so I don't shop at Alexander McQueen. Why? I don't even know what that mean. Tryna live life on an everyday scheme. The minute you met me was kind of a wet dream. Well, we don't got that in common. Bitches want the action, Bronson. I give a little match